Table for two, table for two. Having fun, playing games, just me and you.
Welcome to the Table for Two show. I am Jane.
And I am Phil.
What is on your head?
It's my hat.
Okay, so
when I'm out in the field, I need my hat.
When you're out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is going to be a very short show. Maybe it won't be, but we think it's going to be a short show. So that's just a little FYI. So the reason it's going to be a short show maybe is because we played this game last night, and I tried really hard. I do like it. I'm not going to say I hate this game. I liked it fine.
I was looking forward to it.
I liked it fine. But at the end of the day, I think it was a bad choice for after work, after 2 stressful work days, and for a game that was supposed to take 30 minutes per player, wound up taking us 4 hours.
I don't know how long.
3 hours?
2.5, 3 hours.
Because we were yelling at the rule book and screaming, and I think it was us.
Then we had to take a break.
So,
it was like, I got to take a break and get a snack or something.
Yeah, we had to get a snack. So I'm going to tell you what the game is, but I'll tell you right now, a lot of you probably love this game, so we apologize up front, because I really think it's us. I think last night was a bad choice for us to do this game. The game we're going to be speaking to is an older game, not much older, but we'll see. But the point is, and shut up, James, tell us already. This is one of the ones that were in our closet that we bought a couple of years ago, and we just never got to play, and I grabbed it, and I'm like, oh, this is heavy, but this is going to be a fun game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, it's Lookout Games, Agricola, revised edition. That's why I know it's been around longer than just... This is a 2018 release, but it's a revised edition, so it was a game that was out prior to this, obviously. Lookout Games, also distributed by Asmodee. Asmodee.
How would you say that?
Agricola.
I'm going to Americanize that. I'm going to call it Agricola.
Why do you always have a southern accent now? Oh, God bless us all. You have to have fun because he didn't have fun with the game last night, so that's the way it goes. So, we're going to talk about this game. There'll be a picture playthrough below. Yeah, there will be. I'm not saying we don't like the game. I'm saying it was a bad choice for late at night, and there's a lot of reasons why. But before we get into the game, I just have to say a few things. Number one is, we're going on a road trip today. That's another reason this is going to be a short video. We just want to get the heck out of this house. We want to take a long ride, and that's what we're going to be doing right after we hang up the phone here. After we shut down. Because we just need to get out. I think a lot of us are going a little stir-crazy, being in our homes and working and everything else. I've actually been coloring fabric. I bought these from Amazon fabric markers, and I colored in a shirt that I bought from another YouTuber. But I also made myself a new mask that I'm going to wear on our trip today. See? I actually made smile.
How do you not smile when you look at that?
So hopefully people are in crabby mood. They'll see me and they're like, hey, she says smile. So that's the mask I'm going to... I don't have to watch it now. The mask I'm going to bring with me today.
I could have used that last night.
So, I mean, that, you just have... seriously. So... Today we're going to be it's going to be the worst show ever. But anyway, so we've been keeping ourselves busy with little stupid things like coloring in shirts and coloring in, well, I have been doing that, the masks, and you've been doing, online gaming a little bit, and just going crazy. But another thing I'm doing, and yes, I am promoting something, so I'm sorry, I don't usually do this, and I would normally do this. This is not me.
Alert.
This is not me, yeah. So there's this company called Sensi. I do not work for Sensi, to make sure I stress that. If you know what Sensi is, I don't work for them. But my friend...
Table for Two show is not associated with Sensi.
Yes, we are not associated with Sensi whatsoever. But my friend has... She works for them, and she sells their products and la la la. So I bought one of her products. I loved it. And now I'm having a party this week for her. And I love the idea because I get I think I get a free gift or something if a lot of people buy stuff. So I'm not trying to say you have to buy Sensi. But if you want to buy Sensi, this is what it is. It's basically these little warmers. So instead of using candles, if you're into candles, if you're not into candles, just ignore this. And it's a little warmer... And you put your wax in here, and then it melts with a light bulb or an element, so it's not super hot. There's no flames, which I like, because I usually use candles. And I'm always afraid they're going to burn the house down.
No, the worst thing that can happen is the bulb goes out.
Yeah, the bulb goes out.
Nothing can happen.
And the wax doesn't get so hot that you can stick your finger in it when it's warm. And it smells really nice. And then they have these little, they call them Sensi bars, and this one's called Clean Breeze. It's a very clean scent. I like clean scents, and I also like scents that smell like candy and sugar. Yeah. Like cookies, so I bought a few of those. And they're just little bars, and you just put them in there, and they warm up, and they make the house smell nice. That's it. But they're really cool, no flames. Yeah. I dig it. So my friend's, she's the one who works for them. I'm actually having a party this week and this week only. If you have any interest in this, I think it's U.S. only. I don't know. I have to check with her. But I'll put a link below. If you want to, order something from Scentsy to support my friend and get me a free gift. Yes, I'm being self-promoting here. I just thought, why not?
Well, I know that like incense and some things kind of get to me, like the back of my throat and nose and stuff, and this stuff doesn't.
And we don't work for the company.
It smells really pleasant to me.
Yeah, so Phil's not going, yeah. And actually, I put that in the bedroom, so it smells really nice. Anyway, that's enough of that. I just want to make sure you know about it in case you care. And if you want to click on the link and buy something from my friend, feel free. It's only good for a week, my little party.
Yeah.
In the old days, we used to have real parties. Remember Tupperware parties?
Any parties.
Oh, that's true. I wish I could serve some cocktails. But we're not drinking right now either. It's too early in the morning.
Yep.
So, because we're going on a road trip today. All right, enough of that. So, Phil, why the hell are you wearing farm outfit? Why don't you explain a little bit?
So,
what Agricola
is a game based, it's actually based on a period of time a few hundred years ago when farming started to really take off and, settling. And this game is all about the farm family and doing everything a farm family needs to do to survive and produce. Which you'll find out, I forgot some of the point of farming apparently in the game. So there's harvesting, there's cultivation, harvesting, there's growing your family, there's livestock, there's clearing fields, there's everything you can think involved with farming. This pretty much covers it.
And what's interesting is there's two reasons we actually purchased this game a couple of years ago. One is the usual. GTM gave a free card in the magazine. It was the fruit tree card. And I'm like, what game is this? Now, here's the funny part. There's another game we bought a while ago and played and really liked. Agricola, All Creatures, Great, Big and Small, or something like that. Great and Small? Big and Small?
Something like that.
It's a smaller game. It's a smaller game, but same concept. So that's what we thought for sure we would love this game. We don't hate it. But yeah, so you got the card, order the game. So component-wise, very simple. There's a board. Yay, a board. Very cute board. And it actually shows there's 14 rounds in the game. And there's 14 spaces for the 14 rounds. So you'll see in a minute how that works. Again, preview below. Let's see, on your right side. On my right side. On your left side, I think that is, yeah. I'm telling you, it's been a really long night and whatever. There's actions you can take. So these are all the actions. And then there's these, hold that. You can. These are the round cards. So round one, you turn over round one card and you put it on the round one space, and that's some more actions you can take. And then eventually the whole card or the whole board gets filled up with these cards, and there's different actions you can take to get, I don't know, rocks and wood. And it's almost like a little Catan going on here.
A little bit, yeah.
Sheep and wool. No wool. There's no wool. But you're basically just putting those 14 cards out. Each round you put a new card out, and you have things to do. Now each player gets a farm board. So this is, this will go this way. And let's stay on both sides. I didn't realize that. Hey, cool. You start out with a little house. There, little house. With
little wood house. Little
wood house with 2 wood rooms. And you start out with 2 little people. You put 1 person in each house. Now, there are 4 colors you can choose from as the people. Blue, red, white. Hey, red, white, and blue. Or purple. Of course, I chose purple because I like purple. And you get a bunch of fence pieces. You get your 5 little people in there. And you get little, what do they call these again?
The
branches? Stables.
Yes.
So you start with 2 people in the house. And that's all you can do. That's all you can use, basically, 2 people. But as you progress through the game, you can build more rooms. And if you build more rooms, you can have more people. But only up to the 5 people you have. And then the more people you have, the more actions you can take. So it really isn't hard.
But the more people you have, the more mouths you have to feed, too.
Right, you got to feed your people. So you get all these, so you get the people. Oh, by the way, so here's another reason we picked this game for today. I'm sorry, I'm really tired.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, worst show ever right now. You can play solo. So somebody last week said, thanks for letting us know about a solo game. This is also available. So it's 1 to 4 players.
Yeah.
So solo people, this might be a good choice for you. And it might take a little while, so it's good.
I think it would be a good solo game.
Yeah, it can be. So then there's other things like, okay, so I'm going to go through the components.
There's a lot of things.
There's a lot of things. What the heck's the other one? Because there's not only one here. Okay. But here's the part I personally hated, and this is why we should not have played this game after work on a Friday night. We should have been drinking on a Friday night.
Slightly tired after thinking.
Actually, we had 1 glass of wine, but
thinking all day.
You have the nice set of rules here. Okay, it's 12 pages long. It's very well,
Illustrated.
Illustrated. I'm telling
Yes.
you. I'm telling you.
It's well illustrated. You
yeah,
would
lots of
think that would
pictures.
make it a
You would
snap.
think this would be an easy game. Again, somebody else out there might be, that's a piece of, we like that book, Jane. It's a really good book. We hated the book. So as we're reading the book, we're like, what do you do, huh? So what does it mean by that? And then we're like, I don't know. And then there's this appendix.
Yeah.
That's another 12 pages long.
Yeah.
This doesn't have as many pictures. But the point is, okay, so this is one of those games where when you finally learn how to play it, okay, by end of night, we thought, now we know how to play this.
Yes.
We don't have to go as crazy next time. But because we were just learning it while we were playing it last night, we kept going to this book and then this book. Well, where's that wording?
Yeah.
I don't know. Find out. I need like a lookup. I probably should have went on BGG. But long story short is it took a long time for us to figure things out. I don't know why. Maybe because we were just tired.
I think
and there's a
that
lot
was
to
part
look
of
at.
it. But they give you like a general overview, but there's some really important details buried in the general overview. And then they give you the details, and there's obviously more details, and then there's the appendix, and it's just, it felt like the rules were jumping around all over the place.
Much.
To the point where, I mean, me personally, I forgot a few really important things, which then really came back to haunt me. So.
And the only reason I won, I think, was because of luck, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, I think the rules could have been written a lot better. The funny part is it says revised edition, so I almost wonder what the original edition looked like. I almost said I want to rewrite these rules myself in plain language and just very simple. Here's what you do. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3, Step 4.
Yeah.
When you're doing these steps, here are your options. I do that usually in GTM. We write the reviews.
These are the things that are important, all right here.
Yeah, and right here. So at one point there's like a card. And actually, there's one thing that said you can do this or you can bake bread.
Yeah.
So then Phil found the card in the appendix, and it says, here's the do this part. But it never explained how to bake the bread.
It described the whole card, and then it said, and you can bake bread. Like,
well,
I know I can bake bread.
How do you bake the bread? And they had to go find another part of the manual. Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys.
It was easy, but you had to go find it.
But I'm not trying to be mean. So during the course of the game, let me show you some components. There's also this other board. By the way, you need a table for this. Between the board and then your own board and then this board and then all the pieces you'll see in a minute, you need some room for this game. But on this board, you have what's called the major upgrades. Is it major or minor? It's major upgrades.
Those are the major upgrades.
They're red.
Yes.
So there's one for each space on this board. And you can buy these upgrades. And this is where, like, you get a stove. But you need, like, 2 wood and this and that to get the stove. So almost like Catan, where you have to spend money or spend things to get things.
There's prerequisites.
You can upgrade your
cards.
house. And then you can make the bread, by the way. We found out by getting one of these. So you have those cards, and then you put those cards on this board. So that's exciting. Then, as I mentioned, you get you get your components. Put the game away as I talk to you. There's also different add-ons to the board. Okay, so if you're playing the 2-player game, you only need to add this, which is just showing you how to score at the end of the game. If you're playing 3 or 4 players, this actually expands the actions. So that's kind of cool. So more actions people can take. And this one says Grove. Okay, whatever.
Yeah. And the scoring was actually pretty easy to figure out off of that little board, as opposed to
that was easy. I will say that the scoring was the easiest part of the whole game. But then you get all these things. So you get food tokens. These are important, we found out. Phil found out really how much important these were.
So, question. What is the reason we farm, period? To do what? Food.
Well,
that's it.
Unless you're vegetarian, sometimes
it's food. You have to eat. Yeah. I seem to have forgotten that in this game.
Yeah, because there's certain parts of the game. So there's 14 rounds, as I mentioned. Some of the rounds, at the end of the round, you do what's called a harvest. Now, on your harvest, if you have crops, you can harvest your crop, and now you have some more food. But during the harvest phase, depending on how many people you have, because let's say I have 2 people that are actually working on the game, then I have to feed them 2 food each. Yeah. Which is 4 food, and if you don't have 4 food, then what happens is you have to beg for food, and then there's these beggar tokens, and you don't get to get rid of these. They're negative 3 points each.
That really hurts.
Wait till you see in the Pritchard playthrough how many beggar tokens Phil got. Just saying.
On one harvest, I lost 18 points because...
So I think that's the real reason I won, to be honest with you. So there's food tokens, so you get food so you can feed your family.
It's embarrassing.
But then you can get things like sheep, right? Sheep, you can get sheep. You can get vegetables, which is really like pumpkin, but they call them vegetables. Yep. You can get wood. I'm just putting these away while I'm talking to you. You can get cows. Moo. And you don't have to eat the cows, but you can. You can cook them in the stove.
And when you raise animals, you can even raise one in your house.
You get one as a pet.
I had a
That's
pet
similar
cow.
to the other game we played. Wheat. You can have wheat. I don't know why you have reeds, but you have reeds.
For like combining with clay to build stuff.
You have clay.
Yep.
Okay. You have piggies. Actually, I think they're boars, wild boar. I don't know.
Wild boar, yeah.
I call them piggies.
Yep.
There's stone, so you can build some more things. Okay, then there's the rooms. You have two types of, not rooms, but I guess tokens. One token has a farm field on the back, so you can place that down and plow your field. Or you can use the other side, which is the wood room. So you can build more wood rooms, again, on your house to make your house larger and then have more people be able to go into the house. And here comes one of our cats making noise behind us.
She's picking at reeds, I guess.
Right? But then you can upgrade your rooms during the game to a clay room, which is a little bit nicer, maybe warmer, and then eventually a concrete room, which gives you more points at the end of the game as well. So all this stuff adds up to points at the end. How many sheep do you have? How many of this do you have? How many? At the end of the game, after the 14th, it sounds like actually a good game as I'm talking about it.
I know, we should play this game. Maybe I should just feed my family and I'd be happy.
I'm telling you. Oh, by the way, I just got a text message from my friend who sells the Sensi only in the U.S. So if you're a U.S. resident and you do want to take a look at what she has, thank you. If not, don't worry, no pressure. I'm just
not even Canada.
Putting it out there. And not even Canada. No, although they can pick, she's basically said that they go to the website, if they pick their own country, they could pick a person who sells it by them.
Oh,
but then she doesn't get credit for it.
Right.
So you can still look. I don't care. It's up to you. But she doesn't get credit for it, and I want to help my friend. Okay, so you also get these upgrade cards. With the major upgrades, you also have something called minor upgrades. Each person gets 7 cards each. You shuffle them up and get 7 cards each. Doesn't matter.
Those are the minor upgrades.
Seven cards each, but then the rest of the cards go in the box. There's also cards that have a 3 and 4 player only, so you put those away immediately. You don't even play with those if you have them. And then you have occupation cards, the yellow cards, and you get 7 of these.
Yes.
And so what happens is during the game, you can play occupation cards based on an action. So you could say, okay, I have this mushroom collector, and then immediately after every time I use a wood accumulation space, I exchange 1 wood for 2 food if I want. So you have to read these cards. Now, there's only 14 cards in your hand. You don't get any more. But you really have to understand your cards.
Yeah.
Even though Phil lost, he played way more cards than I played.
And
I must say that. You played way more cards than I played.
Yeah. The turn I was talking about losing 18 points, I was banking on a sequence of cards kind of adding together and letting me get lots of food. And then Jane played her person on the space that began all that. And so I couldn't use it. So I was like, well, no, I'm just stuck.
Yeah. You were stuck. Which I look this
but you can, if you upgrade your house to clay, then you get 3 more food.
And there's a pawn from Sorry.
Yes.
No, I'm kidding. It's a little yellow pawn. This is the first player token. You might go, who cares? Only 2 of you. This is important because what happens is, and I'll explain the turns really quick. So on the board, you set up the board, you put on your first round card to see what actions you have available, right? That's like setting up. Then any space that accumulates like cows or sheep or whatever, at the beginning of each round, you just put that many sheep on that card. Yeah. So that's there. But then each player, each turn, or not turn, in turn order, you put one of your people on which space you want to use. So if you're first player, you get your choice of action first.
And you're the only, there's one exception with 1 card, but otherwise, you're the only one who can be on that space.
Right.
So if you go first, I can't go there.
Yeah. So we take turns putting our people out there, and then once all people are placed, then we do whatever we do. Collect wood, we do this, you'll see in the picture review how that works. But you can have there's a space that you can actually take the first player token. Yeah. So that's kind of neat too, and so you have more opportunities to go first and decide what actions you want and whatnot. And then there's also a little bag. I'm not going to go through all this. I haven't used this yet. There's little variants. So if you get bored by the original game,
if there just aren't enough rules,
you can read the other part of the rules to have variants. I feel so bad. I feel like we're bashing on this game. It isn't a bad game. It's just it wasn't a good choice for us last night, and we didn't have enough time to play anything else because we're going away today. Yeah. Well, going away for the day. I wish we were going overnight, but I don't trust anything yet. I'm still chicken. Don't laugh at me. Don't come for me saying that. And there's a little score pad, which is nice. So basically, at the end of the game, after the 14th round, you see how many field tiles you have, how many pastures you have, how many grain you have, how many vegetables, sheep, wild boar, I call them piggies, cattle, unused, oh, this is the nasty part. If you have farmyard space that's not been used, you get -1. for each one. So if you don't use your spaces on your board, you get -1 on those. Clay rooms, stone rooms, how many people you have playing, any bonus points, because some of the cards that you play will also give you bonus points. If you have beggars, you take them out in the end. Like poor Philip, he had -27 in
It's
beggars.
apparently so uncommon for people to have beggars that they left just an empty line on the sheet. They didn't even write beggars on the sheet. It's just
to be fair,
it was just dumb.
Phil lost, but I had 16 points, which is not a thrilling, I don't think, a selection of points. You had -8 at the end.
Yeah.
Because you lost because of those beggars you had.
Because of the beggars, yeah.
Oh my God. So we do want to try this game again. Absolutely not today.
Yeah.
When we have a day where we're not going anywhere, we're not working hard that day.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to bash on the game. I think it's actually a fairly good game. Yeah. It's very heavy. When I first put it out of the closet, I'm like, oh my God, this is so heavy because all the pieces are wood. And I thought, well, we've always had good faith in these types of games. Oh, by the way, originally Mayfair game. So Mayfair, if you remember, they went out of business. Then Asmodee took some of their stuff over.
Yep.
So you can still get this game. We will have it in our contest next month. So if you want to try to win, you can win this game if you want. We will send you this game.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We're not going to send them this game. We might actually play it again. So I don't know. Agricola, whatever you want to call it. What the hell's that?
Well, if I'm going to be farming, I got to read up.
Oh my God.
The new 9505 combines are out. 350 bushels. That's a lot less trips to the truck.
I think that's the end of our show today. I'm so sorry. This is a shitty show. Excuse my language. Oh, can you beat that out somehow?
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry it wasn't the best show in the world, but we really wanted this to be the best, and we just didn't do good today. And we are going away, so we didn't want to have no show this weekend.
Yeah.
So try this out if you think. By the way, solo play again. Right, so I'm thinking about my solo people out there right now who don't have a lot of friends to play with or can't get out or whatever. And then at the end of the day, just smile. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, buy Sensi from me. Bye.